I feel like Elizabeth Taylor's fourth husband in the first night. It's not what to do, but how to do it differently. After hearing all those wonderful speakers, orators, I feel jittery, nervous to face this august audience of Toastmasters, and I'm told that you are all leaders. Unfortunately, I'm not a Toastmaster, but I'd like to share a few tips on public speaking skills which I have acquired through my experience. Before coming here tonight, I was discussing my talk with my wife. She's yesterday. She said to me that don't try to be too charming, too witty, or too intellectual. Just be yourself. So I felt, or I am made to realize what I am or what I am not. Well, once again, let's get back to what I'm interested to do. In the following few minutes, I think about 10 minutes I've included some useful tips on public speaking, with the emphasis that speaking is a skill, as Nancy was telling some time back, that can be acquired by anybody with perseverance in approach. A study conducted in the US, which said that out of 3,000 people they interviewed, 45% of them said their number one fear was public speaking. And the second fear is death. And the remaining percentages were claimed for some other reasons. But you can see that many people fear public speaking more than death itself. When I think about public speaking, I remember the words of my professor in IIT Bombay, Professor Milind Malshe. He said that there are basically two types of speeches. I'm sure you might have heard it before, but I heard it from my professor. One is a cassock-like speech, like the priest's cassock, which extends the whole area, doesn't touch any important points. The second one is a beginning speech, which touches the most important parts, nothing more than that, but leaves a lot of imagination. So this is how the importance of speech is. As you might know, there are basically four types of speech delivery. One is the manuscript delivery. If you read verbatim from a paper, that is manuscript delivery. Normally used by ministers or leaders of nations, or you read out policy statements. The second one is the memorized delivery. It's good if you can remember, trust your memory, but if not, it can be a big challenge. The third type of delivery is impromptu speech, off the cuff, spontaneous. Maybe you're asked by your boss at the office to introduce a team. So you must be ready, prepared to say a few words, and you might be prepared with a few lines, learning class by heart. The fourth type is extemporaneous speech, which might be on a PowerPoint, the bullet points, or which might be the ones which I am mentioning. It's a fourth type of speech. Whatever the type of speech is, there are four steps towards a speech. I call it as the 4 P's of public speaking. One is to plan. Second is to prepare. Third is to practice. And the fourth one is to perform. Right. Okay. Many of us do not feel like leaving the comfort zone. We all feel nervous, jittery to come in from the stage. You know the main reason why we fear stage fright? No main reason behind it. There are two main reasons. One reason is a fear of judgment. Second, lack of adequate preparation. So he talks about a lot of stage fright which might occur. When you bit about stage fright now. The other day I read it. Someone was asking, do you have stage fright? He said, I don't have stage fright. I'm not afraid of the stage, but I'm afraid of the audience. Well, these are the two things about fear of judgment and lack of adequate preparation. None of us likes to be judged, but we can't have control over our thought or others' thought that they have on us. Opinions, we can't have any kind of power over it. But we can control or we can influence the thoughts of others by careful planning and preparation. Prepare. And that's the secret of being perfect. And the next one, practice. 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 That's your key to confidence. Practice using not only the speech, but use all the audio-visual aids that you're using. Practice the whole session, complete session, before you actually start delivering, presenting. Have you ever stirred into action because the speaker was so moved and energetic? Yes, sometimes we have been there in such situations. Well, you must know that enthusiastic deliveries promote enthusiastic responses. And just to ask you, I'm sure some of you know that, what is the name for fear of public speaking? What is the formal word for fear of public speaking? Glossophobia. That's right. It came from a Greek word. Glossa means tongue. Phobia means fear, or the dread or the fear. Remember that you and the audience need each other, one another. Audience is not an adversary. They are there with you. They are there to listen what you're trying to say. That is what it is. Say it with a style. And as Buffett says, style is man. We are always communicating in two languages. One is the spoken language, the other one is the body language. The body language speaks louder than words, actually. So control your body, your posture, the movements of your hands and legs. I'll list out a few things which one has to be careful when you're at the race of podium. You know that a well-delivered speech begins much before you walk up to the podium. It needs a lot of careful planning. One is movement and posture. When you are called on the stage, walk with firm footsteps. Don't drag your feet. It doesn't create an impression on you. Walk with more firm footsteps, and I was observing all those formalities that you follow, which creates a lasting impression to anybody who is attending this presentation here is going on. When you stand up on the podium or the stage, don't immediately start the speech. Pause for a second or two. Look at the audience. Smile. Let them pay attention. Let them settle. And when you stand, always remember to distribute the weight of the body, both the legs. Not 1.5 legs. Not hands in the pocket. You can, but at the same time it's very informal. It's not formal at all. When I was having a brief stint with Navy, we were always told when you stand, with chest up and stomach in. That's a posture. I'm sure nobody has noticed my little tummy because stomach in, not the vice versa. Alright. The other one is poise and confidence. The grace that you are carrying on yourself. The other one is eye contact. We all know eye contact. Let it be 5 people here or 500 people here. If it's a big audience, you might be, or you should be able to divide the audience into 4 different segments. Look into a pair of eyes from each segment and move to the other. And when you look into the eyes, pause for a second or 2 and then you move on. Don't just glance. Let you see anybody. Let them feel the warmth of your speech. Let them feel the spontaneity of your speech and naturality of your speech. When you speak to them, they should feel that he's speaking to me. That's what the feeling they should have. Facial expressions. When the speaker speaks, the whole body is carrying the same message. The eyes, lips, eyebrows, it should carry the same message. The lack of it, you're like a man without facial expressions. Only the movement of lips. Shouldn't be. Pronunciation and accent, especially as I think most of us or all of us, for us, English is a second language or the foreign language for us or second language. In this case, if you have any doubt in any of the words, any of the the names, you must check it out before you actually start your speech. It's your responsibility. English is a musical language, so there is voice modulation. The rise and fall of pitch has to be maintained. It's not like other languages. The speed of speech and the speed of thought. One of the reasons why the audience might not be listening to you is there's a gap between the speed of speech and the speed of thought. Which is faster? Thoughts, of course. And what should be the ideal speed of speech? How many words per minute?
110 words per minute.
Absolutely right. 120 to 150 words per minute. If it is too fast, the audience cannot follow you. If that is too slow. You know what's happening. So, the audience will be dragging, drowsy, monotonous of your speech. The volume of your speech. I remember Ms. Clinton was asking, can you hear me? So, she's aware that the audience must be able to hear her. The audience must be able to, even the last person who is sitting, the audience must be able to listen to you when you speak. You have to make sure about that. You might have seen some audience are, can you hear me in the back? They are always ensuring that the listeners is important. Just like you see that, you talk to a child, you must see that the other person understands your cues, your words and expressions. Have something to say. Speak with passion. Be brave. Even if you are not, pretend to be. No one can tell the difference. That's what you should try to be. Put yourself into the speech. Respect yourself and the audience. Keep time. You can see the timekeepers very carefully observing the watch. Respect the words. Trust silence. It's one of the most powerful tools of a public speaker's toolbox. Don't be scared of silence. It reinforces the particular thought that you're conveying in the speaking audience mind. Humor. Look at the lightest side of life. Telling joke is fine, but not at the expense of a person or a group of people or a community. It can be offensive. I'm sure you maintain this. Smile. That's a universal gesture of goodwill. It's a smile. It eases everybody, relaxes people, and puts people that they pleasantly look at you. To conclude, remember it's always impossible to succeed if you cannot communicate effectively. So Toastmasters International, an organization like this, creates immense chances for you to rise up in your personal career, your personal life. If you're able to make powerful presentations, your chances for career success will increase tremendously. As I say, never let them see you sweat. As I said before, be brave even if you're not very brave. No one can tell the difference. Dance like no one is watching you. Sing like no one is listening to you. With a little bit of humor and some unabashed warmth and a good practice, you can transform the opportunity that you have to change the difficult situation, the challenges that you have in creating personal and professional advantage. I end this small quote from George Jessel. Human brain starts working the moment you're born and never stops until you stand up to speak now. Thank you so much once again. There is nice response to all these statements.
Let's have another round of applause for this. And to felicitate him, I call upon the Division Governor, PDM Leader Costa. Thank you very much, sir.